In over 3 decades, I've learned that truly great car dealerships are only great because of one thing: leadership. So I'm sitting down with the great men and women inspiring automotive on Tim Talks, automotive leadership and beyond. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for yet another, which is what I was going to say, but this is a very special episode of Tim Talks, and pretty excited about this one. We're going to have on, who has been a guest of Tim Talks before, the one and only Tim Pohanka, Pohanka Automotive Group in the beautiful Mid-Atlantic, as he resides in Virginia. But we are really going to be talking today one of the coolest things that I have seen probably year to date, maybe in a couple years, as we talk about marketing, we talk about unique advertising, and really differentiating your dealership and what they did. And before I steal any of his thunder, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tim Talks, and that is Tim Pohanka. Tim?
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be back as always, especially with a great partner like you are. And I'm excited to talk about this.
Yeah, it was when I heard it, I was like, how cool is that? Because maybe you like these types of shows, maybe you don't, but these grand touring shows, these car guys shows on Netflix and Prime and YouTube and all the above. But Tim came to me a while back and said, hey, I'm getting ready to do this run. And I don't want to explain it, but you bought, would you explain to the listeners, you bought a Nissan, it's 3 Nissan dealer principals, right? And you had to buy Nissans under $10,000, and it was a 1,200 mile race. Maybe explain to the listeners the setup, the idea, and then what you guys did.
So basically, we decided that we wanted to take used cars that we could buy for under $10,000, and we ended up buying them all for under $6,000, and set a budget of 10 grand to fix them up if we wanted to or do any modifications. But we were going to take these cars, CVTs, all-wheel drives, not your heavy-duty four-wheel drives, out to the hardest parts of the country to drive. I'm talking Moab. I'm talking Little Sahara. I'm talking Cathedral Valley. We're talking UTV parks, Telluride, going all through these areas and absolutely abusing them to see what would happen. And it was a test of the car quality, a test of the transmission, test of ourselves. But we recorded the whole thing. So when I say we recorded the whole thing, we had over 150 hours of video, whether it's drone, in-car, cinema quality, all to tell the story of this road trip between 3 friends of amazing background, amazing cars, but really to get the story out that an OEM doesn't tell or can't tell. And that was really exciting. And then the results. I mean, every episode that's come out, you see the whole trip, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've actually been watching, and it's something that I would absolutely love to do, quite frankly. I mean, you talk about you and your buddies going out. I think it's key. It's 3 dealer principals. These guys own dealerships, Nissan, among other OEMs. They bought these Nissans for, as Tim said, $6,000. They add basically some slight modifications, I guess, right? And then you had to be under $10,000, and off you went. So where did you go? The 1,200 mile race, where did it start and where did it finish?
We started in the Bonneville Salt Flats, which was absolutely amazing. My grandfather built a car that raced there, so it was kind of cool to go back in time and visit some land that something he did was at. And we raced those cars full out on the salt, which was absolutely incredible. Then we took it to Little Sahara and we drove on the desert. I mean, there's a part of Utah that looks like it's in the Sahara Desert, and we drove through that. Then we did river crossings. I mean, you name it. You name an environment, we put it through it. And it really goes to show, Nissan took some heat for their CVT transmission. And again, they deserved it. I mean, there was some issues. But really, what did it take to get it to fail? And if you're not taking care of your car, it won't take care of you. That's the very first thing. But we took cars off the street, didn't know the history, and went out there to try to get them to fail. And not to give too much away, we were impressed.
That's amazing. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see, we're going to provide some links to these videos. As you can see, Tim and I believe Chris and Jason driving these vehicles. It just, man, it looked like so much fun. Can you give us maybe a little story of what happened? And then I want to get into, or maybe let's revert that. I want to talk about, you know, what was the genesis of this? You know, a lot of you pay that little price, that marketing price on every window sticker for Nissan to advertise tier 1 to even tier 2, and then you know, taking this and really showing what these cars can do, and what an advertisement, especially locally for you guys and for the brand. I mean, what was the idea behind it?
Well, really, when you start to look at marketing and today's day and age, you don't there's too much noise. There's not enough realism. And this really was a chance to do storytelling marketing, to really tell the story about a car that's not factory fresh, that isn't specially done up, that's not a demo unit, that's not designed. I mean, when we say modifications, we modified it by putting all-terrain tires on it, or we put a roof rack on it, which, I'll tell you a story about my roof rack, which is kind of funny. But it really got back to wanting to advertise in a way that consumers, and it's not necessarily an ad, it's more about a celebration of the American road trip, that they can say, yeah, that's what I want to do with my car. That's the type of thing that we want to do. We want to get back together. We want to really enjoy it and then celebrate America. I mean, I would never have thought we would have seen such great sights in Utah. Utah is an amazing state. They were great hosts. It was beautiful. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of where it kind of came from. But you had asked about some anecdotes from the tour. We actually had a flat tire in the sand dunes, a little Sahara. How that happened, I have no idea. But one of our production vehicles popped a tire. We had brought full size tires for every car but our production vehicles. So we were stuck late at night trying to find a tire. A guy had a shop in his house, stayed open till 11 o'clock at night to put a tire on for us. Think about that. That's
Yeah.
just part. I mean, that was amazing to us. So we did that, and that was kind of exciting to us because you felt like the everyone was rooting for you, whether it was the people who are living in the town or well, the tire wasn't rooting for us, but that was exciting. But the funnier thing for me is we were in Swing Arm City, and I had to we were doing some jumps with our cars like we shouldn't have because it was a UTV park. And I took one jump and the roof rack on my car went flying off the side of the car. I, like an idiot, I tried to grab it, like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this roof rack. And it's doing
I'm sure they got that
cartwheels
on
in the
video.
dirt. And oh yeah, it's gonna you'll get to see that next. And I mean it was classic. It was funny. I mean, I got out and everyone thought I was gonna be mad. I just started laughing because how can you not laugh about a roof rack just whoosh right off your car? Something out of I thought
I
it was
mean,
like a National Lampoon's. Go ahead.
oh yeah, yeah. That did happen, and unfortunately, I have had that happen while towing a U-Haul. But that's a whole other story. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about. You know, I've had 3 Jeeps in a row. My last one was a Rubicon. I did a lift kit, 37-inch tires. And I'm presently driving a Bronco. That's just my style. I have a, I love it. It's smooth. I've got 35-inch tires, but you're talking about 50, 60, $70,000 rigs. You are basically, I think the most, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I've seen that coverage, you're taking a vehicle, pushing it to the limits that the average Joe can spend $10,000 or less and drive these things hard. I've never driven any of my off-road vehicles, which happen to be my daily drivers, as hard because I've seen the tape, as hard as you guys have driven it. Nissan, I'm assuming somebody from Nissan has already seen this, right? Or no, yes, no, clips. I mean, because I mean, because you're right, the transmissions have that, those SVT transmissions have that reputation, and the fact that you guys beat them up, I mean, there's got to be a lot of positive coming from that.
I think the positives for dealers. I mean, Nissan obviously, they want to kind of stay in the sidelines on it, and I understand that. But for dealers to
Right.
be able to have something to show that says, "Hey, look, if you're concerned about this car, we get it. I mean, we get it, but let's go see what it can do." And that's really what we did is we went out there to say, look, we tried to make these fail. I mean, we wanted it, we were expecting it. We were like, some of these places we're going to take it, we know they're going to overheat. We got close. We could smell the transmission fluid, but they didn't. They never left us on the side of the road, which is amazing. We had other issues, but not, from the standpoint of the transmission, it was amazing.
My wheels are
But I will
turning
say
here,
this: if
and I
you've got a big,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, my
I was saying
wheels are
with you with a
turning. I'm
big
sitting
rig,
here.
we got to.
Go ahead, Timmy. I'll shut up.
I was just gonna say, with you with your big rig, we got to get you out on that Georgia Traverse, or get you out on the Scar.
Look, I think that would be fun. I'm just encouraged because there's a lot of people that could afford a $10,000 vehicle and just go at it. But I think the precedent set of how cool if you could take this across the country and set up different whether it's, and I'm just throwing this out, Ford Rangers, or I don't know, whatever, just particular cars, and you get 2 or 3 dealers together to drive those cars. I just think it's an incredible idea. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen it, we're going to put links and videos below for you to check out. I highly encourage you. It is a lot of fun. They had, I saw one clip where, and I can't remember if it was the flat tire or the rack or not, where Tim just got out of the car and just leaned over. He was laughing so much about what was happening. So, I mean, it's extremely family clean fun. And I would encourage you to check it out. And we're going to provide those links in the comments on the podcast. Tim, what did you learn about not only of the vehicle, but just the being able to market? Have you used any of the clips in your own, local marketing, in your own PMA?
We've started to, obviously getting the tour popular around the area, the nation right now is kind of important to us. But we're going to be able to take those snippets and really kind of again humanize the dealership, storytelling, marketing. What's Tim do that's different in the community? What does, or in the area? What's he doing differently? And I think that makes a difference. Just talking
100%.
about the price doesn't do much.
Yeah.
You've got to talk about the why, or the what, or the how. And I think that's going to help us with going forward on looking at how we come to market a little bit differently.
No, I love it. And now, once it becomes, big and popular, people are going to come by the store to get your autograph, I'm sure. In fact, I'm going to do that as well. Just FYI.
Well, the thing that and I hope we get to show it. I was very happy to put Carnawas on my helmet. I had to, part of our scenes, we had to race. We actually went for a speed run in Bonneville, and part of the rules were you had to have a helmet. So of course I had mine adorned, and I wanted to throw something out to my friend Tim. So we put Carnow on my helmet. It looks pretty
I do
cool, little
appreciate
badass
that.
helmet.
That
So
that was one of the coolest things. I mean, obviously, that was one of the, and we didn't ask for that. Was great, and we truly are grateful. In fact, once mine comes in, of course, I have to have one, and I've got to get you to autograph it. I'm excited about that. I just got to make sure that I get the right scheme so it looks the same. But yeah, what a cool project. And ladies and gentlemen, you talk about thinking about outside the box, with social media that is free, with all of these things. And then now with this TV show, what a way to reach out and touch and pull people in. And this is exciting stuff. That's really fun stuff. So where can we're going to provide links, but right now, people listening, there's a lot of people probably driving. I get, we keep these 30 minutes or under. A lot of people, it's their commute podcast. So where can they go see? And it's Tour Detour, correct?
it's
And
thetourdetour.com.
where can they find it?
And you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, anywhere you consume your social media. We should be there. And obviously, you said something earlier. Uh, Anyone can do these. Customers, any of your customers can do this. And I think that's kind of the important part is, you can reestablish what a good quality used car you have. Get people out there thinking. and then again, having a lot of fun. Make the car business fun again, which we've been able to do. And we have these stories at the dealerships every day that make the car business fun. We just don't celebrate them. Yes, this is a little bit more epic than just, changing oil.
Yeah.
But is it? Is it really? Everyone's got a story, whether it's your technician, your service advisor, your salespeople. Get out there and celebrate that. We're celebrating the open road, and hey, hopefully people really like it, and we keep doing it, and people get excited about the cars that we sell, whether they're new or they're used, and they want to come in. I mean, it's not an ad for Pohanka Nissan. It's not an ad for Pohanka Hyundai, or it's not an ad for Cole, or it's not an ad for Lakewood Nissan. It's generally an ad for cars, just the car,
Yeah.
and that's what we're excited about.
Where's the car now? Is it in your showroom?
My car is getting its roof rack put back on, so it's getting a new roof rack. So yeah, it looked like it was missing its head. So we have
That's
that being
awesome.
done, and then it will be going on it'll be on the showroom. I know Chris and Jason has his in his showroom right now. So we're
I
excited.
mean, that's
We've kept
exactly
them.
where I pictured it. In the showroom with a TV.
I mean, we named them.
with-
So I mean,
yeah. What's the name? What's your car's name?
mine was Duke the Juke. So I
That's
did a
awesome.
little
That's right. I
ode
saw
to
that in the
John
video.
Wayne.
Yeah.
With John Wayne out there. But no, it was, once you've driven a car like that, look, I wasn't expecting it to do as like it did. I was expecting to break down. I was expecting to have a problem. I was expecting carnage. I mean, when you look at the safety gear that we brought, the tow straps, the extra fluids, you name it, we brought it, except spare tires for the production vehicles.
Right.
We were ready for all this, but when your car just keeps going, it sees a challenge and goes, I got this. You start to feel like your family. So
Mm-hmm.
getting rid of it's going to be a little difficult. So
you can't get rid. I would put that thing in the middle of your showroom. I would put a TV stand, and I would just run the tape, because I think people would be in awe of it, and then that would create that juice, and then they'd see you in the store. And I think it's pretty cool. What an incredible. We talk about thinking about outside the box all the time. What an incredible idea. I've had a lot of fun watching. Can't wait to get my helmet, quite frankly. But in all seriousness, I'll let you land the plane, Tim. What do you want to tell? I think we've talked about it a little bit, but what do you want to tell those dealers that might be thinking, or general managers might be thinking, because this is a lot of fun, that might be thinking about doing something like this?
Well, I think number one, go out there and look around. It doesn't have to be an epic 6-day journey with 18 cameras and everything that we did. Whether it's their own social media posts. I mean, if you're going to go out there and do a picture of your truck, go out there and go find a dirt road near your dealership and do it there. Be creative in that regard. If you're interested in the content that we have, and you say, hey, look, I want to, we're not, again, not trying to sell Pohanka, but we're trying to sell the car, call us. And we're
Yeah.
glad to help out, because again, this is about the car, what it can do, turning a car from a need to a want. And that's really where the most important thing is celebrate the car and get people enjoying things. So, and then obviously subscribing. I mean, that's another takeaway we got to have. Subscribe to the channel, and we can do more of it.
Absolutely. We're going to provide those links. Please hit that subscribe. Please hit that subscribe for Tim Talks, as so many of you guys have already done wherever you get your podcast. But Tim, thank you for the time today. I mean, when we talked about this, I'm like, man, let's get this out here, because I think it's, the creative minds, birth creative minds and ideas, and just allow this to grow. This is outside of the box. This is a lot of fun. Most people in this business are car people, right? They're enthusiasts to some level, and to be able to do this type at the same time, it's a lot of fun. With all the craziness in the world, you guys look like you had an absolute blast. And at the end of the day, you're shedding light on not only your dealership, but the kind of person you are, the kind of great human being that you actually are, the fun person that you are. And I think all of that makes and wants people to come in and do business with you. I think it's a great idea. Again, we're going to provide links on lower as you find your podcast, to where you can just please click like, follow. If you want information, we're going to provide you with Tim's information in this as well. Tim, anything else before we close the door?
Just excited. I mean, tomorrow there'll be a new episode at 5 o'clock on YouTube, so be excited for that. The premiere, it is hilariously funny. I've watched it already today, the rough draft of it, and I'll throw this out there. Challenge your social media partners. A lot of them, are going to be concerned about doing things like this. Don't be afraid to challenge them.
What great words, man. Let's continue in a world of, where everybody just talks about SEO and SEM and clickbait and AI and CDP and everything else. I think all of that is important, but I think thinking outside the box, this is just that warm and fuzzy that quite frankly just makes people want to do business there. So I think it's brilliant. Thank you, brother, as always, for doing this. I've enjoyed watching, and listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's get another couple. Maybe we throw out a challenge. I mean, maybe the next episode is, 3 Nissans versus 3 Toyotas or 3 Fords. And then, maybe we get crazy and we start thinking outside the box. We get an East Coast, West Coast thing going. And there's so much as my brain continues to roll that we could do with this. I think it's going to be very fun, and hopefully we can be a part of it very soon. So, as always, Tim, thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been a special edition of Tim Talks. As we always say, no one is smarter than everyone. Obviously, this is an idea out of nowhere, right? And we're sharing it with you. Do something like this. Have those creative juices flowing and create that environment that is fun, and people just want to go to your store. I'm sure people very soon are going to come in and ask for Tim's autograph. I know I am as soon as I get my helmet. As we always say, no one's smarter than everyone. Let's just continue to get better together. We'll see you next time.